Good morning, my miners. I hope you all are doing well and fantastic this morning. Hope you all had a great weekend. It has been a pretty FA weekend here, been busy as can be, and we are going to kind of go over some of those updates here today for the morning miner update. So, what is up? We're just going to jump directly into this, guys. So this weekend, we actually, over the last week, we received the latest E300 from Osprey Electronics, and it actually ended up having an issue with one of the boards. Osprey's support was fantastic, and they got back with me immediately. Was able to kind of dial into the problems. I was having a ton of issues with it not wanting to boot at all. Unplugging all of the hash boards, it would boot up, and then kind of going one by one, we ended up seeing that the issue was on FPGA 1, which is the second board. So whenever you would plug that specific board in, you would actually get zero power from the power supply. The board was shorted out, so it was backfeeding, and it just wasn't able to hash. But if you plugged in any of the other boards or just the control board, it would hash just fine. So was working with Osprey over the weekend, checking all of the resistors, or checking all the resistance on the board, seeing if there was any shorts, any visible damage, and everything seems fine. So we will get a further update once that board makes it to Osprey, which should be there at sometime Wednesday, if not Thursday morning, according to the post. So we will kind of see what more comes in from that, but they have already sent out a replacement board, and because the machine was in warranty. But yeah, they just straight out sent another board, took the other one back, and we'll kind of hear what's wrong with that one once it comes back. Now we are specifically talking about the E300 14 gigahash model, which is the VU35P chipset from Xilinx. There's also a VU33P, which is right here, which is just a smaller version of the chip, and just does a little less hash rate, right? So, but this is the one we were talking about in general, and if you would like one of these, you can use the code MyKel125, and you can find the codes and in the links down in the description below to get $125 off an E300, or $100 off a E300-VU33P. So we have codes for every model that is currently on the store, and that's pretty FA. They've been awesome to work with, and to even more, the support was fantastic. So on that note of FPGAs, I saw this video from Coastal Crypto, the CAS and RxD Multi-Miner M2. So it looks like Radiant has been launched for the Multi-Miner M2. Also, our good buddy Retro Mike posted about it and showed me that it was available. I do find it kind of weird that they're gonna release RxD for the newer black miners, but all of the older black miner series got shafted again. They got the Caspa bitstream, but that was all they got. So kind of weird to see that. I don't really know what their play is, but hopefully this works out pretty well for people who maybe have an M2. I do know that from talking to Osprey that the RxD bitstream is less than 10 days away, from what I understand. So we should also have our bitstream for the E300s coming out here within less than 10 days. So keep in touch with that, because once that comes out, we'll probably have a video of how to switch over overclockings and voltage readings when that is out and available. So do keep that in mind, right guys, that there is new options coming out if you are a FPGA miner. On another note I'm going to hit on real fast is DCX Immersion's mining posted this over the weekend about where you could get a free tank. Now, I messaged them. I was curious about this. The catch is you have to buy the radiator and the fluid, and it's about $8 grand that it costs. They just knock off basically $1,500 for just the tank. So pretty cool post if you are looking for a setup. I do believe there's cheaper setups out there. Yeah, so you know, it's not free. Also guys, I wanted to hit in on what is your favorite flavor of Bitcoin miner. I would love to know what y'all's thoughts and opinions are on these down in the description below. We personally run the WhatsMiner M30S Pluses at the facility. I am currently looking at potentially getting a S19J Pro Plus, or maybe even just a basic S19, because they are relatively cheap right now anyway. So kind of what I'm looking at for some home mining are these right here, and mainly because of the low power mode, and I can put them into low power mode and get better efficiency. That is because we are mainly getting rid of some of our older generation GPUs that I own for myself to upgrade into something better, right? Something that will make me more busy bit. And I think going something like this for like the home mining might be beneficial, just for the fact of the low power mode would make it helpful, and the dual plugs instead of having to run a C19 to C20 plug for the WhatsMiners, because I know my PDU here does not have C19 and C20 cables. One thing that I did see that was kind of cool, I don't know if it's here, but they do have the iPolo miner, which I have never really, I know they were coming out with one, but never really looked at it. And I know that I think Jazz Miner is coming out with a BTC version of their miner. So for 3,000 watts, you can get it for 55 terahashes for $899. I do feel it's a little overkill on the fans. They got 4 fans and only pulling 55 terahashes. I would be very curious to know like what chips they're running on these ASICs, or if these are actually their own proprietary chips. If anybody has any information on these, I would love to have some information on something like this. So that is kind of the gist of things here. Looking at getting a BTC miner, RxD bitstreams coming out for FPGAs are coming out now, as well as they'll be coming out for the E300s here within less than 10 days. You could get a not free DCX Immersion tank. You can get the tank for free, but you still got to buy everything else, so you're spending about like $8 grand. Yeah, I would love to know everyone's thoughts and opinions on their favorite flavor of maybe home mining Bitcoin ASICs down in the description below. That would be my go-to probably for mining ASICs at home, is probably just gonna stick with a Bitcoin ASIC. That way I do not have to worry about all of the other variables. And plus Bitcoin ASICs have been relatively known to hold their value for a little longer. So guys, much love to all of you. Hope you all have keeping your hash rates up and your watts down low. Hope you all have kept on mining. I would love to see y'all's comments down below. We'll catch you on the flip side. Much love. Peace out. Stay savage. And we'll see y'all next time, guys. Peace out.